Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing another 2020 prediction, early prediction will add. Um, and that is uh, Ohio's own Sherrod Brown versus the incumbent president Donald Trump. Little bit about Sherrod Brown. He recently won re-election against his Republican challenger by a healthy margin. Um, in the state of Ohio, I will add. Um, Along the campaign trail, he talked a lot about health care, and that was his biggest issue. Um, he resonated well with people who, at least some of them, are Trump supporters. He flipped at least 15%. I believe he won by 8 and Trump won by 7, or Trump won by 7 and he won by 8. But regardless, he flipped a lot of Trump voters to vote for him. But regardless, let's get this started. First off, okay, sorry about that. I'm going to change this. We will have no other, we will have a winner. Um, First, let's get all these safe Democratic states. New Mexico, I would say, would be safe. New York, Illinois, all these fun ones over here would be safe. Vermont, safe. Maine's first, I would say safe. And now let's go to the safe Republican. All the same stuff. As usual, would be safe Republican. We won't touch Texas. Missouri. Indiana, we won't touch yet either. South Carolina, Alabama. All that stuff. One thing I will add, if you haven't figured out already, the white working class voters, the people that Trump really resonated with in 2016, were good with Sherrod Brown, or at least enough of them to get him elected by a pretty solid margin. Alaska we'll put in the safe column. But yeah, let's get into the real predictions at this point. Likely leaning toss-up. First, we'll start with the Republican Party. Indiana, I think it would be closer, but I think Indiana would probably stay likely Republican in this scenario. Georgia, I would say, would be likely Republican. That's pretty much it for likely Republican states. Likely Democratic, I would say Virginia, likely Democratic. Minnesota, likely Democratic. State of Maine, likely Democratic. That looks about it for likely states. I usually say leaning can go either way. That's pretty true in this case. Let's go with Mr. Trump. State of Texas, I think, would be leaning red. Ted Cruz won, and I think Trump could also win in the state of Texas. North Carolina, Trump won North Carolina in 2016. I think he could probably repeat. It'd be close, but I think overall he could win North Carolina again. Nebraska second. Overall, I don't think this was ending up going to Sherrod Brown. He will definitely make it closer than most Democrats would, but overall, I think that he would still lose. Let's see here. Arizona, I could see going narrowly for Trump. The state of Florida, I could see staying with Donald Trump. My reasoning for that is the exit polls. I don't know how much you believe in them, but twice people have called Florida for the Democrats, and twice they've been wrong. So I think that Trump's base he's at a 51 to 48 approval, so a +3 approval, in Florida, which is pretty decent for a swing state for the incumbent president. But basically, it would get pretty interesting. But as Florida always is, but I think Trump would come out with it at the end of the night. Leaning Democratic. Nevada would stay leaning Democratic. Colorado I'm actually going to put in the likely Democratic column with a strong candidate. Less polarizing candidate, I will add, than most. Let's see. Here, all of these are states that were very, very close, except Ohio and Iowa. They were not very close. New Hampshire overall, I think, would stay narrowly in the Democratic column. Let's see here. Maine's 2nd district, I think it would slightly go for Sherrod Brown. My reasoning for this is the incumbent Republican, who is very much like Trump in the 2nd district, lost re-election. That is not a good sign for Mr. Trump at this point. I'm going to call Ohio for Mr. Sherrod Brown. He won there. That's his home state. I do think that he could repeat his success on a national level. Let's start with Iowa. I would say would go Democratic as well. Iowa and Ohio usually go together. Iowa, especially, is disapproving of the president. Ohio is slightly approving of the president, but I think the Ohio factor could push. I think Sherrod Brown could definitely push Ohio blue. And no Republican president in U.S. history has won without the state of Ohio. In my mind, that would be the case here. I believe the Rust Belt, which carried Trump to his victory in 2016, would ultimately back the less polarizing Sherrod Brown. Sherrod Brown's also from the region, Ohio. He has previous experience. It's reported by many that the economy was a big issue that he always went in and he talked about. And if the Democrats want to win back the Rust Belt, they're going to have to promise them an even better economy, or at the very least continue the economic success that is happening in this country, but adding to other layers of success. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Comment down below what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also join us on the subreddit at JPC Reddit. And I will see you all later.